People, deluded, I'm back again. Now, we've played 37 Premier League games. The season's technically not done, but I might as well review purely the Premier League. Please stick with me and listen to what I'm saying. Premier League, I might as well review it from my perspective anyways, people. Apologies, I'm just putting things away. I was just doing a tactics video. I think you lot will like it when it comes out. But in regards to the season, I've said it in a previous vid, but I think when it comes to with the position Arsenal have been in with a new manager, set of players, etc., I think too many people are speaking in agendas and have vested interests. I think some people never wanted Unai Emery to start, so he can do no right. I think some people were just so happy to see the back of Arsene Wenger, rightly or wrongly, that Unai Emery can do no wrong, and I think that's unfair because I think the majority and the bulk of why our season has gone the way it has in the last few weeks are the players. 98% for me is the players, or in fact 99%. But there has been times Emery's approach probably cost us, more so probably in recent weeks. But you look back, Crystal Palace away, West Ham away, the top of my head. Recent weeks, you look at the game against Crystal Palace at home, probably Wolves, and just our damn right approach hasn't been there. Even looking at Watford where we beat them with 10 men, sorry. So it's been a difficult season. I'm happy with Unai Emery. I think he deserves a chance. I'm past the point of saying he needs his own players. He just needs better players. It doesn't matter if he scouts the players or not. He just needs players that have pride in themselves, players that are competent and consistent. It's not about his own players. He just needs better players. So there's that. But I can't also not speak, people. I mean, he knew the role he was coming in. He has improved players. I look to Holding pre-injury, Bellerin pre-injury. Iwobi's had his best scoring statistic season, and many people forget it, but people were gassing Iwobi, saying he's the first name on the team sheet earlier in the season. So people have improved. As much as I believe Unai Emery needs money, and it's almost an impossible job for him to make these lot title winners with the conditions apparently that he has. He knew the role he was working in, and in-house coaching can be done, not necessarily with these players, but we have to look at it. I did think a couple young players would have got more of an opportunity, and I think there's a lot of this is why you can't speak in extremes. There's many stats that you can show, they can find that shown Arsenal have improved, and there's many aspects that have shown we haven't. You can manipulate these stats, and people have. So I'm not going to speak about them. I feel defensively we've got a long way to go, and I wouldn't necessarily say we've improved, but we're a bit more proactive in trying to stop certain things. We've up until recent last 4 or 5 games, I don't know what's happened, but defensively, set pieces, offensively and defensively, we've been spot on. We're closing people down a bit more. I do think we need to be a bit more cynical in breaking up opposition's bit of play. So there's that needs to be improved. I do think forward passing needs to be improved in terms of the man in possession, what is his intent, and deviating from that. Movement, there's not enough movement off the ball for anybody, and I think teams have sussed us out in that. If we're not playing with our wing backs, where our width comes from, you have a chance. You just remain compact and frustrate us. But moving away from the tactical aspect, this season, I didn't expect us to get top 4 in it. So how angry can I be, really? I thought we was coming 5th, 6th. I was prepared to do that because of where we are as a football club, the lack of finances Unai Emery had available, just a new manager. And we went 22 games unbeaten, and we were playing well. We were scoring games. But I think that run there even shown fans that lack balance, because we was doing right, and the players deserve a lot of the praise, and so does Unai Emery. But if you was watching a lot of them games, we was turning it around in the second half, or we wasn't starting in a convincing way, or we was getting decisions that were more favourable to us. Yeah, we were playing well in some games, but more often than not, it was shadowing over cracks. And when it's all going well and the sun's shining, you don't see these things. When it's everything, that's how football is. When everything goes well, it goes very well. When everything goes terrible, it goes terrible. And like you've seen, we've messed it up now. We got out of the period. We had a good start to the period. We had a good period. I'm so sure November was kind to us. December, we had a bit of a wobble. Forgive me if I'm wrong. We came out of January reasonably well. Fast forward from January to March, the period I told you need to look at, we did very well. After that result against Rennes, the defeat, we did very well. We whatever week it was, United and Spurs. Got 4 points. We needed to. Got 4 points. Unlucky not to get 3 against Spurs to make it 6. Got 4 points. We're taking results. We're doing our thing. And we've really fallen at the last hurdle. And it's even more exaggerated by the fact that we're a point behind Spurs, 69 points. They're on 70. And Chelsea on whatever. But our goal difference means it's impossible. I think we've got to beat Burnley 5, 6, maybe even 7-0 now or so. And that shows you how important it is to defend properly, to keep clean sheets and to win games, because we really messed it up in games against Everton, Palace, Newcastle, Leicester, Wolves, and obviously dropping points recently against Brighton. That shows you the goal, how much finer margins in football and the Premier League is. goal difference, not conceding goals and winning games. It's cost us because we got chance after chance. We've got no one to blame but ourselves. The blame for majority goes with the players. There are a handful of games I think Unai Emery could have really lost it for us or didn't play his best side or whatever. I look at the 5-1 against Liverpool. I think he tried to think too much about them away from home, and the players were poor, but we got annihilated there. I think both games against Palace. I think both games against Wolves. What else is there? West Ham away for sure. There's been the changes against Palace at home. If I haven't said that, there's been a couple of games Unai Emery's made mistakes, but he's not perfect, and that's a handful of mistakes compared to what obviously the Barté game as well. Everyone's got to take blame in the Europa League, but that's irrelevant. But the majority has been the players. Unai Emery is probably learning more every day about these players than he thinks. He can't factor in some of the mistakes they make, like against Manchester City, following runners, or was it whatever game it was, it will be losing the ball in the final third in the first minute. Against United, Kolasinac, etc. Poor sequence of defending that led to the goal, Lingard's goal. You look at Brighton away, sloppy goals. Like whether I don't think Unai Emery can be blamed for that. He can coach them. He's tried to coach them, but sometimes it just can't happen for him, man. So I think we lost it. We lost it towards the end of March. To be fair, well, April really to May. That's where we lost it. We was riding high in March, shot down in April. And even though I didn't feel we was gonna get top 4 at the start of the season, it is gutting not to be making top 4, and it does feel like a season of failure to a degree, and one to have been failure. Because maybe if we were just 5th all the time, 6th all the time, like how a lot of us thought the season was going to go, there wouldn't have been any optimism. But we found ourselves in a good position via our good form and other teams' misfortune. And we're a long way from winning leagues and stuff, but whatever way you go, if you find yourself having a goal in mind, you have to be able to see it through. Again, we're way off Liverpool, but you look at Liverpool. Obviously, I don't want Liverpool to win the league. But if they win the league, I'd actually feel sorry for Liverpool because they've had a goal. It doesn't. Obviously, we'd all been here to mock and banter Liverpool like we have done when they haven't got over the line and have bottled it. But they had a goal in mind to stay close to City, to win the league title. And they've had fortune. Even look at Fabinho, he's diving for a free kick. Yes, there's several incidences, but you get the underlining point of fight, grit, determination to get to that end goal, not just in the games but in training. Clearly, City the same. Just by having a goal of top 4, we found ourselves in that position. We should have been getting top 4, and that's what makes it a failure for me. That's with the players, man, because Unai Emery shouldn't have definitely these last 4 or 5 games. Unai Emery shouldn't have to do a team talk. The captain and the players should be doing it for them. Us fans, we know the implications of winning, losing, and whatnot. Even when United, they lose 4-5-0 against the other week, because I was at the Emirates that game. We know the implications. These are professional footballers. They know the results. They know that they know the in-house stuff. They got pride in themselves. They're some of the most self-reflecting athletes on the planet. So they should know the implications of failing and whatnot. So they're gonna have to ask themselves tough questions. Nobody should want top 4 more than them. Last game of the season at home, you saw the little kids and family coming onto the pitch. They should be badly trying to do that for them. Like I said, these lot of professional footballers. Surely they have friends of other clubs that give them a little healthy banter, maybe some criticisms. They've got family and friends that they speak to. Surely they know the implications. So I don't even think it's a lack of fight and heart. Out of all, I'd probably give this season a 5 out of 10, to be fair with you. 5, 6 out of 10. Probably a 9 if we get Europa League. There's been 7 out of 10 moments for Unai Emery and everyone, but I think we've just let it go. It's been a crazy Premier League season. I think it's been decent because you look at Iwobi, he's improved of sorts. He's had his best goal scoring season. I feel Holding's improved. I think Guendouzi's showing some promise if we can pattern some things. So it's been a decent season. Socrates and Leno, 2 additions in regards to Torreira and Guendouzi, who actually have complemented our squad. We know we need greater individuals, but it is what it is. The only spark I can have really against Unai Emery would be is that I would have liked to have seen some more young players. Mavropanos has been injured, but would have liked him to get more opportunities. Nelson's on loan, but I would have liked to have seen Saka and Amici get some more opportunities, definitely in the last couple of game weeks. But it is what it is, man. In regards to the Premier League, I'd give it a 5 out of 10, man, because if we finish 5th, I didn't expect us to get anything but that, so I'd say a 5 out of 10. Season to be built upon, season of some good, season of some bad, like you'd expect. But really, it's gutting, man. If we was to judge it on the last month or 2 months, then it's a 0, people, of course. If we was to judge it from the end of March to now, I'd give it a 0. But collectively, I can't knock us. There's stuff to build upon, man. That's the thing with Arsenal. We show you just enough promise for you to think there's stuff to build upon, and then there's the reality. Because you don't know me. I was not saying we're getting top 4 at the start of the season. I was not saying top 4 until badly the last second when it just looked silly to suggest we couldn't. And they've shot down all optimism. It is what it is, man. I think the players have let us down in several games. Games in particular. As much as I think Leicester and Wolves, because you can't factor that. I think Liverpool, the 5-1, they'd probably be the worst ones for me, probably that come to mind. There's obviously been more. That you look at the 3-2 against Southampton or whatever scoreline it was. Injuries, people, deluded. Technology is annoying. One day it won't always be like this, people. But it cut out. I was only going to make, I lost my role, people. It's quite jarring when that happens. But the only point I was going to make is possible highs and lows for me. Obviously, I've more or less spoken about the lows. But if there are any highs of this season, I'd probably say I enjoyed the 5-1 against Cardiff. Beating Chelsea. We don't beat Chelsea. Well, to be fair, we do well against Chelsea in recent years. But always kind of nervous when we play them. Good performance away from home. It was enjoyable. Liked our draw against Liverpool or a 1-1 win against Liverpool, as some Liverpool fans are bantering us about. Obviously, it's good to take. I like that we took 4 points off Spurs, and I think it was one thing I'll give the players and Nuno Emirates for, as much as I just criticised previously the players letting him down at Old Trafford, to take 4 points off Spurs and United. How many times can we say we did that? We would have taken 6 points off United, but we shot ourselves in the foot away from home with poor defensive mistakes. Sad, I don't want to say ifs and buts. It's not just Aubameyang, but if Aubameyang scores his penalty, we take 3 points. But it wasn't just him. We could have done different stuff in that game against Spurs. And this is why I tell you fine margins, because I've been telling you lot this. We're going to find ourselves in May thinking what ifs, because that's all we're going to have. What if we started better against Wolves at home? What if our approach against West Ham was there? What if we took points away from home against Palace? We can sit here and name all of these other games, but we're going to only have to deal with the facts. And the facts are, regardless of refereeing decisions and stuff like that, and things that have been a factor this season, more often than not, we've let ourselves down by failing to concentrate for large periods in the final moments. Our away form has been atrocious. That's a big point. We can't get away. We've been poor in that aspect. We've not been able to see out leads. We conceded too many goals, and we've not smelt blood when we've got that first. The best example being the most recent against Brighton. Me and all the fans that were in the game ground saying we need to score more because we're Arsenal. We're not the Arsenal of old where they're saying the 1-0 from the Arsenal comes. We need to outscore teams, at least for this season at least. That we should have built on that early sustained pressure, because when we did, we was making it tough for Brighton, but we failed to get that second and third. And when it's always 1-0, you always have hope. And you saw a team that was playing fearlessly, like they had something to get out of this game, let alone a point. They could take all 3. You saw that in the second half. So I'd say that's probably in short, they're the reasons as to why it's gone wrong for us this season. It was nice to win at Watford away from home as well. It's nice to have a striker in Aubameyang that's got 20 league goals and 25, 26 in all competitions, possibly still counting because we've got 90 minutes again against Valencia. Hopefully we get to the final against either it's Frankfurt or Chelsea, because that's what we need now. But it is what it is, man. It really is what it is, people. It's been a long and hard season. Like I said in conclusion, we've got no one to blame for the top 4 but ourselves. Chance after chance after chance after chance. There was a point where Spurs only took 1 point from 15. They messed up. People, this is not even just Arsenal. People are speaking in too many conclusions, because first Arsenal had no chance of top 4. Now they're a definite. Spurs were a definite. Then they weren't. Now they're back in. Like I've been saying, Chelsea were this team that's in doom and gloom. Manager don't know what he's doing. It's a party. The goalkeeper being the manager and things like that. They're getting top 4. They're back in the Champions League. They missed it for a year. They're back now. You see the sort of thing where us, 3rd year in a row, we're going to be playing Europa League 555 kickoffs. I don't know about anyone else, but my job finishes at 6. So how the hell am I going to make reviews and get around that, people? Am I going to have to start watching it at work on the stream and then review the game at the workplace and go home? Or am I going to have to run home from Liverpool Street Station and get on the overground? I don't know, but we've only got ourselves to blame. The players only have themselves to blame. Unai Emery at times, yes, he's made mistakes, as anyone would in this position, but it's the players. The manager shouldn't have to tell you what it means if you win certain games at this period in the season, the business then. The manager shouldn't have to keep reiterating your ambitions for the season. The manager shouldn't have to galvanise you. The manager should only be a sweetener. You look at Sir Alex Ferguson. Yes, Alex Ferguson was an elite manager, and he was an elite voice, and he made the difference with not only his tactics, his voice. But do you think he needed to tell Rio Ferdinand, Wayne Rooney, Cristiano Ronaldo, Paul Scholes historically, Ryan Giggs, David Beckham, Yap Stam once upon a time, many different examples? Did you really think he'd have to continuously tell them what it meant to win if they won this game, whether that's for league titles or the Champions League? He just had to reiterate. They were soldiers, trusted lieutenants, soldiers in the trenches. So it was more of a battle cry. That's what it was. We ain't got battle cries at this club. There's too many tears, man. And I feel sorry for Emery, man. I know you want to get rid of a lot of these players, and it must hurt you to have to publicly back the certain players that you have to, at least to the end of the season, to just try and keep some sort of morality up. It is what it is, man. I'm going to get out of here, people, man. I got some more videos to make. I got nothing more to add. Like I said, man, there's nothing more to add. We've only got ourselves to blame, and hopefully Europa League can see us into the Champions League. But for now, people, DG.